everybody's keeping well. We're missing everyone from church and all the other volunteers from Babybank. If you're watching this just to get information on Babybank, my name's Holly and this is Nicole. We co-founded Carrickfergus Babybank and we cover Carrick, Whitehead and Green Island. We give out packs to families who are in need. We've been open for 1 year. We first opened our doors on Friday the 3rd of May 2019, so it's been an interesting year, and definitely how we're ending that year is just unbelievable, but we're glad we're open, that we're able to help people in the community.
It's been an amazing year, just being able to help people and seeing how the world is changing and how we're needed even wider than what we thought we were going to be when we first opened.
We had never heard the word Babybank until October 2019. Channel 4 Dispatches had released a programme talking about the rise of baby banks within the UK and the need for them. So it's something me and Nicole were definitely interested in because we both have young children. We know how hard it can be to make ends meet sometimes. And we'd also noticed that in Carrick a lot of charity and agency workers have been putting requests on Facebook for clothes and nappies, toiletries, any baby items that families could need for children or their babies. One of our church members, she was one of the charity workers who would be constantly asking for stuff, and she was saying how kind people in our town were being. She was being inundated with stuff and it was so much that you couldn't just give it to one family. So we thought if we could open a baby bank, then we could have one area that people in Carrick and the surrounding areas could bring stuff to us. And then when a family or agency worker needed anything, they know they can come to us and we can provide them with everything they need.
So my expectations for the baby bank, I guess, have been met through research. Before we started, we knew that it wasn't just going to be one type of family coming to us, that it was going to be people who aren't working, people who do work, families of larger groups, small groups. So nothing for me really changed in that way.
Yeah, it was the same. I don't think anything has surprised me, and it's definitely, like Nicole said, we've done our research. Watching the Dispatches programme did open my eyes that it's all types of family who'll be using us, and that's what we've found. You know, grandparents have had to come in because they're caring for children as well. So it's definitely not been surprising, but all our expectations have definitely been met as well. We first opened our doors on Friday the 3rd of May 2019, and up until Friday the 1st of May 2020 we had 64 referrals sent to us through agencies. That's totaling 142 children. We do have about 20 referrals to add on top of that, and that's been from we closed in March up until now. There are many reasons people have been referred to us. Some people have taken that it's down to benefit changes, sickness, low income, unemployment, debt, homelessness, domestic abuse, unplanned pregnancy and other. And we do have people who are employed and who aren't working at the minute. We're also working with 16 agencies, so when an agency identifies that a family could benefit from our help, the agency will send either the family to us or they will come to us ourselves just to get their packs. And we've also got donation bins in churches and businesses and some schools around Carrick, and that's for any of the public who want to donate nappies or toiletries to the baby bank.
So when someone comes in with a referral, they will have one of our referral forms. So either the agency themselves will come in or the client. So when the client generally comes in, one of us will take their referral form and go and sort their pack out. And then myself or Martha or whoever is in that day, we will sit with the client, offer them tea, coffee, and just sit and have a chat with them. Sometimes they'll be very open with us. Sometimes they'll not overly want to chat, but that's okay. Then we can just offer them other advice, maybe signpost them to other charities that will be able to help them through whatever they're going through at the moment, and just trying to build up that relationship as well and let them know what we as a church can offer them other than the baby bank services.
One of my most standout moments from working in the baby bank has been, it was just before Christmas, And we had a lady from another town in County Antrim come in to give us a very large donation. She had been trying to set up a baby bank in her town. She was doing it by herself and it was just too much work. She said there was so much involved and it was just too much for one person to do. And that just made me stand back and realise how many people are actually involved in running Carrickfergus Babybank. So at the minute there's 10 of us, and it wasn't until that moment that I realised how many people there was. So there's myself and Nicole, we co-founded the baby bank. We also volunteer. I would work on the Thursday evening and Nicole's in the Friday morning. With me on Thursday evening will be Jenny and Andre, and we'll take donations in, get them sorted, get any packs ready for that evening or for the girls on the Friday morning. We also have Christine who will come in and cover if anyone's off. And Christine also loves to come in and help us get the clothes sorted. Just before lockdown, myself, Jenny, Andre and Christine had all been working in 2 of our other storerooms, getting everything away for the summer, getting our winter stuff out, and then with the lockdown that just stopped. So it's been great having them as well. And we also have Stephanie who will come in and cover if anyone is off as well. On Friday, Nicole and Martha, as she said, they work together on Friday morning, again giving donations out and getting all the donations that are coming in, getting them put away. Andre would be totally lost without her so much. She's our admin, so she'll get all the referrals printed out, she'll receive the referrals back in, get our statistics ready for us, follow GDPR, she'll look into getting funding. She does everything really behind the scenes that we wouldn't be able to do. Lynn's also been helping Andre the past couple of weeks in sourcing funding for the baby bank. Next we'll have Ian who will take care of our advertising and website, and then we'll have James who will do our social media. So there are 10 of us and it is a big team, but that's the team that keeps the baby bank running every week, and I know we would be lost without every single person. So we really appreciate that the other people in our team have the same heart as us and want to see this being a success in our town. What would be your standout moment?
My standout moment would be one Friday morning, a mum came in with her wee baby. She had come in for a pack, and on the pack was that she needed milk, but due to regulations we can't give out milk, so unfortunately I had to tell her that we weren't able to meet that need. She had already been to a few places and still wasn't able to get it, so I think me having to turn her away was really hard, so it still gets me sometimes. But yeah.
Really upsetting. But we're glad we were able to meet needs in other places, even though that's heartbreaking. But we were able to meet our needs for everything else. So hopefully through that freed up some finances for her, that she was able to go and maybe get it herself, that we took the pressure off her from toiletries and nappies and stuff. Yeah. I guess I have had stereotypes challenged, because before we've done our research, I would have guessed that the majority of people needing our sort of help would have been people who wouldn't be working. It would maybe be younger families, but since obviously doing our research and being in it for a year, we have seen that it's people who are working, people who are even in really good jobs, but just due to the circumstances that they can't meet that need for that week. And I guess grandparents stepping up as well to help care for their grandchildren. Yeah, I definitely agree. I think watching the Channel 4 Dispatches programme, it opened my eyes to see that it wasn't just people who weren't working would really benefit from using a baby bank, but it was people who were working. One of the mums in London who was talking about using the baby bank, she was a nursery teacher and she just couldn't afford to buy baby equipment and clothes for her unborn child, and that really struck me. Like, a nursery teacher needed the help of a charity, and you just don't think that's real, but that's the reality of baby banks and the reality of where we are at the minute in the UK. One of the founders of a baby bank in London had said that the people who are running their city are the people who need their help the most, and that's definitely relevant now. We're going through this pandemic and we're seeing it's our healthcare staff and also our supermarket staff who, without them, we don't know where we would be totally lost without them. And I know in the past we have had NHS workers referred to us. We've also had members of the public who work for supermarkets being referred to us. So they're the people who are keeping our country and our world going at the minute, and they're the people who've had to come to us for help. I think it's really sad that this is the reality of where we are at the minute, and it's even sadder that last year our NHS staff were having to strike for fairer pay and better working conditions, and again that we've had them being referred to us. So it's really sad, and I think that's the reality of it. It isn't just it isn't the type of people, people who aren't working. I think everyone thinks that, but it's everybody, young and old, people who are the same age as us or older are making use of our service. So we're glad that we are here and that we're able to meet their need, whether it be for a week or whether it be ongoing, but that we're able just to meet that need for them. Before we went into lockdown, we were open Thursday evening and Friday morning, so that was for any agencies or families to come in. As Nicole explained, you can sit and have a chat with them, see how they are, if they want to speak to you for ages or for a few minutes, we were always open to that. We did also have some, I'd lined up to go and speak at one of the brownies in Carrick, just to explain about the baby bank and what we are and what we do. So with that lined up, and we also had our donation bins in local churches and shops. So that was everything before the pandemic. So it was great, we could go and get them the bins whenever we needed, and then people can bring them to us, all the donation bins. So when the pandemic hit, our last day of opening was Thursday the 19th of March, so we closed. That was our last night. Myself and Audrey were in just getting everything ready because we knew we were going into lockdown, so we needed to be as prepared as we could. We got all our bags of toiletries ready. We knew where everything was, so we got everything tidied up, put sanitizer out and wipes and cleaning products as well. So we really had to, from the Thursday to the Friday, we had just to totally rearrange everything. We had to adapt to what was going on at the minute. One of our biggest things was we closed 2 donations. We weren't taking anything in. We wanted to make sure we were safe. Nicole's a key worker, so it's really important that she keeps herself safe for the families she's working with, or with the people she's working with. So we wanted to make sure she was safe, and our own families as well. We wanted to keep ourselves safe, and obviously the people who are using the baby bank. So we stopped taking donations. We also stopped our Thursday and Fridays opening, and we only arranged appointments. We sent out our email to all our agencies saying, if you need us, phone us, we'll arrange for you to call in. So that was really overnight. We had to do that, and never been in anything like this before. None of us have ever done anything like this. I think we've adapted really well. It's been so busy. The first couple of weeks was quite quiet, and then once Easter was over, it just went mad. Within a week, it was just every single day there was somebody needing something, and we were able to meet all the needs, which is amazing because the people of Carrick, again in the surrounding areas, were able to give us donations whenever we needed it. Nicole, you can explain what happens when people want to donate to us.
Yeah.
What we do on their collections as well.
Yeah, so at the minute, as Holly said, we're not taking in clothing donations, but we still needed the likes of nappies because we were running out of sizes. We had a few referrals for cots and prams, so we obviously couldn't wait because we don't know when this is going to be over, so we done shout outs for that on Facebook. So again, the needs were met within minutes sometimes, so people would arrange then to meet myself or Holly. We would come round to the centre, they would leave the stuff at the door, and we obviously wouldn't have close contact. So that for us has really changed, where we're sort of doing everything by appointment. We're coming around on days that we wouldn't normally, even some evenings. So I guess at the minute we are really going from Monday to Sunday, and it would mainly just be myself and Holly just to keep the levels of walking through the centre and that down as much as possible.
And we've also, before we had to go into lockdown, we were never able to do deliveries or collections. It just wasn't possible. Everybody who volunteers with the baby bank is working, has children. We also volunteer in other areas in our church, so we were really busy. But from the lockdown, that's because a lot of things aren't happening, then most of us are able to either take stuff to people's houses, leave them at the front door, take things to agencies, and also if anyone's wanting to donate, we're able to go and collect them. So before the pandemic we weren't able to do that, but that's been quite good now that is something for this time, for during the lockdown, that we're able to do. And again, there's no contact because people have been great and leaving everything at the front door, and the agencies and the families we're giving stuff to, they know that we leave that at their front door as well. So there's no contact, which is good in that way because we know we're keeping safe, but it's quite sad that we can't have that one-on-one contact with people. But that's just where we are at the minute, and we've just adapted really well to it. I think we really have, and going forward we'll be able to learn things out of this, things that have worked well, things that maybe haven't, and what, once the pandemic's over, what we can bring into the baby bank that we've learned during this pandemic.
Yeah, even with everything going on, we're doing appointments. I myself, I'm still working, I'm a care worker. My husband's working full time, and we're trying our best to homeschool the kids. So appointment basis at the minute is working best for us, so that we can still provide the need that is sorely needed at the minute. As Holly says, we've seen a rise the past few weeks in what we would normally do. So just being able to come round at any time that would suit us best. Me and Holly are even working around sort of each other. If I get a referral through the phone, Holly would do it if I'm working. So just that we will always be here no matter what is going on, and we will try our best to accommodate everybody.
Definitely, as I said, every need has been met, which has been brilliant. When we're on lockdown and other people are isolating in lockdown, they've helped us meet every need. And again, our love for what we do, it comes back to, I think, again, when we first had children. I know both sides of my family really helped us, and I'm sure Nicole was the same when you were stuck, or when family buy you nappies. It's amazing because you've got a wee bit of spare money that week. So we just want to be that family to people who maybe don't have that same support we have. So that's why we do it, because we just know what it feels like when someone just takes care of you, and that's what we want to do. We want to be taking care of people the best we can. So before the pandemic, we were here, we were working away, we're still working away, and once this is over, we're still going to be here. We're still going to be here supporting you, and we're just thinking, once this is over, it doesn't really end for people, because people are still going to have to be getting back on their feet, and if people have lost jobs, and as they're talking, if the furlough's going to go on until October, we're still going to be meeting that need for people, and that's what we want, to try and get out to as many people who are furloughed, or who are even people who are self-employed, who are really struggling at the minute. Please come and use our service. This is what we're here for, and we'll not stop working with you in October if that means we can keep helping you, a couple of months, a couple of years after this. We're still going to be here meeting every need of Carrick, Green Island, Whitehead. So we just thank you, especially to the people who have helped us the past couple of weeks. I can't think what life was like before the pandemic. I don't know what anything was like. So my life has been really from March, and probably Nicole's the same. I've been homeschooling Charlie the best I can. I have been furloughed, and then James, he'll be in and out of the house doing church work, or if he has funerals to attend as well. So it's just trying to, we're working around each other, as Nicole did say, and we are meeting every need that comes into the baby bank. You can be referred to the baby bank through contacting our agencies. So we have, as I said before, we have 16 agencies that we work with. All their details can be found on our website, or all of our social media. So you contact your agency. The majority of them are working from home. They'll explain that how you can be referred to us. So the best thing to do is contact them first, and then get the referral sent to us. The agency will either come to us to collect the items, or they will arrange an appointment for you to come to meet us here at the baby bank. From the pandemic and going into lockdown, we have found that a lot of people who have been referred to us would never have been referred to us if it wasn't for the current situation. So if you find that you're in that position, if you've been furloughed, if you're isolating, or if you're self-employed and you're just waiting on that payment to come in, and you could really benefit from using the baby bank, please contact one of our 16 agencies. As I said, the details are all on the website or social media. They'll explain how you can get referred to us. And either they'll come to us, or you can come and we can get your pack ready. So thank you everyone who has helped us. Thank you everyone all the agencies who are still out working the best they can, and who will come to us, and that we're able to help you as well. So thank you.
Yeah, as long as there's your need, we're
still here. Yep.